What's up, everybody? I am Travis T, and welcome to another episode of This Freakin Show, the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. The same weekly podcast that is brought to you by the Firepit Bar and Grill of Peotone, Illinois. If you're looking for a down-home country restaurant that offers you a burger and beer for just $7.99 every Monday and Wednesday, 75-cent wings on Tuesday, and free bingo. That's right, free bingo on Thursday nights. You gotta check out the Firepit Bar and Grill, Peotone. Plus, now that the weather's starting to become a little bit nicer, which I know is crazy to think, just because it's nice today in Chicago doesn't mean it's gonna be nice tomorrow. But on those nice days, we want to get out, hop on that bike, jump in that car, take a ride, take a trip, and you want to find a place where you can enjoy a nice, refreshing drink on a patio. Firepit has a patio for you. Nice, elegant layout, little sitting area. When they have bands on the weekend, you can enjoy the bands as they play. Best place to be down here in Peotone. So check out the Firepit Bar and Grill on Facebook at Firepit Bar. And of course, this show is also brought to you by WeAreDepatized.com. If you're looking for a high quality tie, that's just $15. That's right, $15 for a high quality knit made tie. Check out WeAreDepatized.com. Plus, at the end, when you're about to check out, you go into the little checkout, the little cart thing there. There's a little promo code box. If you type in the word Freakin, F-R-E-A-K-I-N, you save on shipping. That's right. Free shipping on an already very affordable tie, which is high quality made for just $15. So go to WeAreDepatized.com. Use the promo code FREAKIN, F-R-E-A-K-I-N. Save on shipping. Get yourself a tie today. Ladies and gentlemen, there's not a whole lot that I need to talk about today because really I'm just putting out this podcast because I haven't put one out lately. And I know you guys are missing me. I know you're like, where's Travis T at? Where's This Freakin Show at? I'm losing my mind because my shows aren't here. Well, don't worry. I'm still here. I've just been really busy with everything going on lately. Recovering from being sick. Man flu that, as I've been told I had, I guess, whatever. But I am back. If you guys checked out the show last week, you know Awkward Colin is back on the podcast. Not today because this is kind of like an impromptu show that I'm putting out because, again, didn't really plan anything out for the week, but I know I gotta get out to my freaks out there. So here I am, just kind of giving you an update on everything going on. I know I mentioned a lot of it over the last couple of weeks about what's been going on with the show and all that stuff. So I just kind of want to follow up with what's new, what's exciting. Kind of some current events that I noticed has been happening a lot lately that I just kind of want to discuss a little bit. But one of the biggest things that's been happening is, you guys know, if you don't already, I host 2 different podcasts. I'm on here, This Freakin Show. Again, back with Awkward Colin. And soon in the future, Geekcast Joe's going to be back, so I'm super excited for that as well. But I'm also on a second podcast with my buddy Dizzle J, as well as having a new co-host on that show as well. If you haven't checked out the show, you need to check that out for that surprise. Called Just Freakin Wrestling, the JFW podcast, where we talk about nothing but pro wrestling. If you're a fan of wrestling and want to check that out, again, JFW podcast, go ahead and check that out. It's really exciting. But because of everything going on between the 2 shows and everything that is happening as the growth of both podcasts are moving forward, if you will, we decided to create a kind of like a network, if you will, called FreakNet Studios. We're actually talking with another podcast about joining up with us to kind of like make a collaboration together under the FreakNet Studios flag, if you will. And I also have an idea for another podcast that I want to create. I just got to get that figured out too. So, hey, any women out there who want to host a podcast and want to bitch about men, message me because I got a great concept that I want to run by you. FreakNet Studios is basically going to be our network that's going to bring together This Freakin Show and JFW. Again, different shows, obviously, but under one umbrella. And another podcast that we hope to bring in, which they will be their own entity. It's just going to be a nice part to be part of a community, if you will. It's like different yards, but same subdivision. So think about that concept. And with FreakNet Studios being created and the birth of it all, we developed a merchandise line for both podcasts. That is at tpublic.com. So if you ever go to TEEPUBLIC.com, search TFS. It stands for This Freakin Show. Simple, right? Kind of common sense. It's a lot easier to search TFS than trying to search This Freakin Show. But when you do, you're going to come up with a different merchandise, different products and stuff like that has different logos on it. So make sure you check that out because not only can you get those logos on t-shirts, hoodies, onesies, tank tops, but You also get them on phone cases, laptop bags, pillows, tapestries, coffee mugs, traveler mugs, posters, if you will. So I'm really excited for that. And I'm also excited we're using a lot of our old logos that we kind of accumulated over the years of doing this show, being this is the third year we're doing it. We have our Secret Society logo that we actually never really like officially use, but it kind of pops up from time to time. You get that. The original logo that Geekcast Joe created for us. The new and currently used This Freakin Show logo that I created. As well, the Travesty, the original Freak t-shirt is also there. So if you're a fan of Travesty and you want to get that shirt, purchase it. And then when you purchase these items, make sure that you take a picture of yourself, you tag it to our Facebook at This Freakin Show so you can say, hey, guys, I'm a fan, I'm a follower, I'm here to support you. But I would definitely check out the Travesty shirt because it's pretty badass. And plus it has my name on it. Who wouldn't fucking love that shit, right? And hey, I also want to give a quick shout out to my Uncle Andy, who was on the show about a month ago. Because of him being on the show and us talking about baseball and stuff that I love, it is the most listened to show to date. So thank you, Uncle Andy, again for coming on the show. And thank you guys for finding an interest in the podcast and what we do here. Fun fact, I'm sure everyone out there knows what Twitch is. I'm sure you guys have been a part of Twitch. I've never been on Twitch. I never like listened or watched a Twitch video and stuff like that. But I did. My very first Twitch video that I didn't do it. I viewed it, was on it, whatever. Of a cosplayer that you have heard me mention so many times in the show called Oh My Sophie. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool. And I kind of threw it out there as like a little bit of a joke, but not so much a joke, like more of like a thing I would actually want to do. And I kind of want to get Oh My Sophie first off on the show because I've been trying to do that for almost a year or so now. So it's kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I don't know what a good analogy would be for something you're trying to reach but never achieve. Like, I don't know, like a goal, I guess. But I want to get Oh My Sophie, Super KC, Night Mage, Siren Ray, and Limited Disguise on the show. And I want to try to get them all on together and do like some super mega cosplay episode. I thought that'd be pretty fun to do. So I'm looking to do that in the future. Let me get you guys, let me know if you think that'd be something awesome that you'd want to listen to. If you have an idea of what you think we could do on that show, maybe like put together like a cosplaying game or something like that. It'd be something fun to do later on in the future as well. But Twitch is kind of an interesting thing, you know, it's like you sit there and as it kind of reminds me of like, you know, when I was younger, when, you know, back in the day, you know, when you had like AIM and Yahoo, fucking like chat and all that shit where you go into like a chat room and you're talking with people you don't even fucking know, but you have a video to watch. And I gotta say, like, you know, I didn't think that I would have as much fun in it as I did, but the fact that she was so responsive and interactive with us, it's probably like one of the things where that's like a common thing. I probably think like Travesty, where that's what the whole fucking point of Twitch is to put out a video and have people respond and then they answer back and all that shit. Well, it was cool for something like that. Because for me personally, I try to do a lot of Facebook Live videos, but I don't get the interaction that she fucking did. And the fact that these people are from like all over the country is really cool. And it says a lot for her work and her ability to, what the hell's the word? Guys, help me out here. License herself or fucking like promote herself in such a way. It's an absolutely amazing thing. So shout out to my Sophie for, you know, just kicking ass and, you know, doing such a great job at what she's doing. I did see something on Facebook about her, like, trying to rebrand with a new logo or something like that. So hopefully that turns out pretty awesome because she definitely deserves a lot of help and feedback from the fans and stuff that she has. So it's pretty cool. I don't really know what else is going on, like, personally and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I do want to talk a lot about some current events that's been going on that I read about and I heard about and everything. One of the biggest things is the fire that happened at the Notre Dame. I want to call it Cathedral, but I really don't know what it's fucking called. And that was actually kind of a surprising thing. Like, I'm sorry that it happened. It's a horrible thing. I think me and Colin talked about it a little bit, but the fact that a lot of people, especially over there, started contributing and willing to donate millions and millions of dollars to the rebuild of it. It's fucking cool. And it kind of makes me feel bad here being an American a little bit because you don't get that kind of interaction here. They have like fundraisers and stuff like when the hurricanes come through and stuff and they do like relief where they ask for like donations from, people and stuff like that, but you don't really get like those millionaires and stuff that like step up and say, hey, well, listen, I'm willing to help out here and do this and stuff like that. Yeah, you get celebrities that are like, I want to donate this, I want to donate that. Over there in France, and I don't know a lot about France because I don't live over there or who these people are, but I mean, these are company owners who are willing to dish out millions of dollars to rebuild this cathedral that has such a history. It's absolutely amazing, and it's cool to see that not everything in the world is like falling apart, that there are moments and there are people out there who are willing to come together and take hard work and money that they worked, to build these industries, to create these products that people are willing to buy, and just to take that money and just issue it back out to their community in a sense to rebuild that is pretty fucking cool. So shout out to the companies out there willing to donate the money. I believe the creators of like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and stuff like that. I saw that Apple is willing to, not willing to, but is offering up to donate as well. So it's kind of reaching now across like seas and countries, continents, and stuff like that. So bravo to all you guys. That's really cool. I ain't going to donate because I got no fucking money. But hey, congrats to you guys. That's pretty cool. So fun fact, we are about a week out now from Avengers Endgames, which I'm super excited to come out. I'm excited to go see that with my buddy Colin. We agreed we're not going to it immediately because I know how big people get into these movies and how cluttered the theaters are, and I'm not a big fan of crowds. So we're going to check that out. I believe the release date for that is the 26th, if I'm guessing right, throughout the United States. I know it comes out a little bit earlier in LA. So a lot of fun for that. I've seen a lot of memes and stuff about the 3-hour long thing and the rules that they're placing on certain people and how they're going to go view it and how they're going to check it out, especially like boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff like that. I've never sat in a movie theater for 3 hours to watch a movie. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit to it. Probably going to go to the bathroom a couple times before I go in there. I may not get my large drink like I normally do. And if I do, guess what? I'm definitely going to go to the bathroom, but I'm not leaving the theater. But I'm super excited for it. It kind of feels like an end of an era. You kind of like watch the story, how it unfolds through this whole thing. And from all accounts and from what I've seen, like this is the end of that initial generation of Marvel movies. You're looking at something that's been going on for, I think, the better part of like 12 years now. From the first one where it's like, the original Iron Man, I think came out in like 07, 08 to, hitting Endgames in 2019. I mean, there are people who grew up through their teenage years watching these movies, and also now we got the next generation coming out, and who knows, like as it comes out with the next Spider-Man movie, the next Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm assuming the rumors about the Black Widow movie may be true, they may not be, but I don't know. Like I'm excited for it. I try to do my best to avoid like a lot of spoiler stuff and like what they're expecting. I mean, I have heard like here and there things about like, oh my God, this is going to be the one where Captain America dies. This is going to be the end of Iron Man. We don't know. Like, we could hear it, we could believe it, but we really don't know. The only ones who really know are the writers and producers of it. I mean, shit, I've seen some interviews where even the characters, the actors who portray these characters don't even know what's going on in the movie. And I think that's pretty cool too. So I'm excited to check that out. I'm sure you guys are too. But oh, geez, what else can we talk about here? Because I don't want to turn this into like a 12-minute just banter thing. Like, oh, well, Jersey's just trying to put out a show. That's not who I am. So let's take a second here to think real quick. Well, I mean, I guess I can talk about my personal life a little bit more. I mean, why the hell not? You guys love hearing about me and what my life's been going on. Dieting, reinvesting in the keto diet. So I'm gonna go back into that. I know a lot of people have like some mixed feelings on it and shit, but luckily, Jackie, my good friend, she was on the show throughout the entire month of February. Has been kind of like throwing me some like, tips and trick things here and there to kind of like help me get back into it and motivate myself to get back into it. Because unfortunately, beach season is right around the corner and I want to get that beach bod, not that beached whale bod that I've been sporting for some odd years. So I'm excited to be back in that. I got to think of some things to do for my journal entry because I know a lot of you listeners are also viewers of the journal entry thing that I do for my diet, so I'm going to jump back into that too and try to think of some new recipes of what I could cook and stuff to kind of help me get back focused into that thing. That's pretty cool. If you guys haven't heard about my my diet journey journal, but you're interested in it, it is at WordPress. It's thisfreakinjourney.wordpress.com. You can check it out. I've been doing it for about a year. Took a little break from it like I did this podcast, but now I'm kind of like rolling back into it and redeveloping it and, just doing part of my story, sharing it with the world, helping keep myself accountable for the shit that I cheat on and stuff like that. Yesterday, which was the 19th, I went on a date. I actually had a date. Like, somebody was willing to sit down and have dinner with me. And that was a lot of fun. She was really cool. We talked a lot, got to know a lot about each other, which is awesome. And if you guys know who I am, I'm very honest. I'm very open about it. So, anything that I'm asked or, questioned about, I just answer honestly because people love me because I do that. And if you're one of those people who kind of like keep themselves sheltered, don't want to give too much away about themselves to other people because they're worried that they're going to be judged and everything, let me tell you guys real quick. Do not live your life like that. The best way you can live your life is to be open and honest and who you are around everybody. Because when you sit there and you shelter yourself and you try and you develop this fear of like judgment and how people are going to see you and everything, you're not going to be able to live your life the best way you can. And trust me, I did that a lot, for the longest time, especially when I was younger. I always like, I can't tell people about this because they're going to judge me or they're going to think I'm weird and shit like that. But, after a while, it's just like, fuck it. I don't care that, I'm in my late 20s and I love pro wrestling. Fucking people watch 16 and Pregnant or fucking Baby Mama and whatever the fuck that thing is on MTV. That's not fucking better than watching pro wrestling. So I turned into a podcast. And you know what? We're hitting over 100 and something views a week on that. So I guess I'm not doing one up there who's fucking just listening to fucking wrestling and shit. So be open, be honest and everything. And your life would be so much easier. There's going to be so much less stress on who you are. God, I guess I'm stuck in my throat, but I'm not leaving to get water. No, I'm committed now. Just be open and honest to people, because if you can be open to people, regardless of how they feel, if they sit there and judge you, then they're not really the right people for you in your life, and you're better off anyways. Trust me. As much as it hurts to sit there and think like, oh, I really thought this person's going to be part of my life and everything. You know what? If they're willing to judge you and shit, they're not willing to care about you. And that's just honesty, like I say goodbye to a lot of fucking people. And when I say goodbye to a lot of people, I mean, I kind of just walked away. I'm not really big on goodbyes and shit like that. But you know what? If you don't talk to somebody for about a month or so and they don't ask why, they really don't give a shit. So, hurts, but whatever. But anyways, yeah, had a date. Went to Bulldog's Ale House in New Lenox. Absolutely delicious. I had a Cuban sandwich. Awesome. Definitely not part of keto, but it's kind of okay because luckily I had been dropping weight down. I know that when I was talking about dieting and all that stuff, I even looked at like Facebook memories and shit. And sometime by this time last year, I was like around like 52 pounds down and stuff like that. And unfortunately, after taking the break and everything, I kind of hit a spike in weight. I ended up, I think when I was at my least amount through the keto journey, I was at 380. When I started back up again at the beginning of this year, unfortunately, I was at 397, so I gained a lot of weight back, which was pretty disappointing. But now I'm back at 390, which I'm really happy for. Yeah, it's only 7 pounds, and it's April, but you know what? I'll take the loss over the gain any day. So it was a first date. I was nervous and everything, and the last thing I want to do is be nervous while eating a fucking salad. No, I want to eat that Cuban. It was good. So I jumped on the scale again today because I'm one of those guys who weigh myself daily. It helps me. That's not something you guys have to do, but it does help me by checking myself daily to find out the fluctuation. And if it's an increase, what did I do? What can I change? And if it's a decrease, what did I did right? And what can I move forward to do so? So she was pretty cool. She asked me about podcasts. I told her about this podcast. She's probably going to listen to this. So, hey, thank you for listening to the podcast. And I can't wait for us to hang out again. I know we're talking about it. We haven't scheduled anything. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we definitely do get to hang out again. She wants to go fishing. And I'm all for fishing, but to be honest, I've never taken a fish off a hook in my life. 29 years old, never unhooked a fish. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not like I never wanted to learn how to do it. I never had, it's just like, when you grow up at a younger age, you always got your dad there who wants to take care of it and like, I'll unhook you, get out of the way, you'll probably fuck it up. And after that, I only went fishing a handful of times, like as an adult and everything. So it's like, really, I never really had the opportunity to unhook a fish. So if you guys want to help me out, want to be a team player, teach me how to unhook a fish before I go on this fishing date. So I look like more of a man, if you will. So, yeah, let me know about that. But no, she's pretty cool. I'm really happy. She's different than a lot of girls I dated in the past, which is definitely a good thing. So hopefully we'll see how that goes. She snapped me a little bit ago. I should probably respond to that, but I'm in the middle of a podcast. So other than that, like I've been good. Life's been good. Work's been good. I'm a lot happier. I had a major lull in my life towards the end of last year, but definitely overcoming that. I used to be freaked out and worried about turning 30 at the end of May, but I'm becoming more uplifted and happy about that. I think maybe 30 is going to be a good year, a good new age for me. 29 was kind of a bust, but I got a lot of optimism on 30. So I feel like I'm going to ramble if I keep going with this, and I don't want to do that. We're here about a 20-minute mark here on the podcast, and like I said, I really didn't have a lot to go off of or a lot to talk about. I just kind of wanted to touch base with everyone, let everyone know where I'm at, what's going on as far as Freak Nut Studios and the merchandise and all that stuff. So I'm going to end it here real quick. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter just by searching This Freakin Show. It's FREAKIN, no G, easier to find that way. Follow us on social media. If you listen to our podcast, make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to it. Give us a 5-star rating. Give us a review and stuff. It helps us boost the podcast up. It makes us shows everyone how we're more listenable and all that stuff. Let your friends know about the podcast if you think it's something they're interested in. We are on Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and Podbean. All you gotta do is search This Freakin Show. If you're out there and you think you want to be on the show, if you want you know what, I feel bad for this guy because he's sitting here talking, to himself about his life and he doesn't have any, he should have a guest. If you want to be a guest on the show, if you're a cosplayer, if you're a writer, an author, a producer, a director, a musician, whatever, if you have a story you want to tell, or if you have something going on where, you want to promote and plug yourself, I'll give you this outlet to do so. Just email me at thisfreakinshow@yahoo.com. I'll bring you on the show. We'll have a sit down. We'll have a conversation about who you are, what you do, and where people can find the stuff that you do and everything. Because if I could be here and I could help others the way I've been helped by other people, it's a good thing. It makes me feel better. Yeah. Let's close the show out with what I'm freaking thinking, because why the hell not? Do something that is, a norm here on this show. So here's what I'm freaking thinking. Next week, I am collaborating with another podcast to have them on my show as a guest and to be a guest on their show. If you guys ever heard me talk about The Gray Area, hosted by Sarge, I'm going to be on his show next week. I'm going to be on his show. He's going to be on my show. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things he has going on as far as him starting out his podcast. He's been going a few months now, getting a good following. He is a little bit different than my podcast, where he talks about everything and anything, and I talk about a little bit of something, but mostly a whole lot of nothing, and I like it that way. But we have two different kind of platforms on how our podcasts work, but I'm really excited for us to collaborate and become hosts on each other. It's just kind of build our own brands individually, but show how we could work as a community and stuff like that. Talk a little bit about, I believe he has a novel that he's kind of working on that he has some ideas and thoughts on that we may collaborate a little bit on and kind of help each other out on that, because that'll be a new adventure for me as well. So make sure you, keep in touch, stay connected to us through social media, through the podcast and everything. Like I said, if you know a friend who would love to hear from Travesty, make sure to listen to the show and also reach out to me on any thoughts, ideas, or any recommendations for guests on this show, because I'll love to have you on. We'll schedule something. Like my availability is pretty open on it, so make sure you do that. And as always, I am Travesty, and thank you for listening to another episode of This Freakin Show. I'm out.